Hi everybody, this is Teacher Matt and this is my first video, and today I'm going to be looking at two things: American English and English English. Now, when I was teaching in Taiwan, I was often asked to teach English in an American accent. Can you believe it? That's just like asking a Taiwanese person to speak Chinese using a mainland Chinese accent. If your English is good enough, then you can understand all kinds of English, whether it's North American, Australian, New Zealand, South African. English is English. And if you can speak it well enough, then you're capable of making yourself understood by another English speaker. However, there are some differences that you should be aware of. First of all, there's a difference in tense. In British English, we are more likely to use something called the past perfect tense. For example, I have had dinner, or I've had dinner. And in American, they don't say have. For this particular context, they will just say, I had dinner. Now, they both have the same meaning. The British use the word have simply to describe a situation that's happened in the past, but the effect is still being felt now. Like, I have had dinner, which implies that you've had dinner in the past. The implication is that you're not currently hungry because you've had dinner. In American English, they just say, I had dinner, and their focus is just on the action rather than the effect of that action. Secondly, there's vocabulary, and in particular their spellings. And three examples we have are aeroplane in British, but in American they say airplane. The British say colour, the Americans colour. The British also say aluminium, but in American they say aluminum. Just taking the I out of aluminium changes the number of syllables and the pronunciation. Aluminium. Aluminum. Thirdly, same word but different meaning. Pants. When I came back from teaching American English in Taiwan, I had the unshakable habit of saying pants when I meant to say trousers. In British, when we say pants, we mean underwear or neku. But in America, pants means trousers or kutsu. That said, the American word pants comes from the French word pantalon, which translates to trousers in English. I don't know why, but it seems the Americans have taken every English word with them except for the word trousers, which they've taken from the French. Now, historically, there's probably a good story behind that, but you're going to have to Google it. Another major difference is in regard to public conveniences. The posh way in British of saying the toilet. In America, however, they've plucked a random word out of thin air. Restrooms is the polite American way of saying tershua. Can I use the restroom? Restroom? Why? To take a rest or a nap? Despite those differences though, whether you're learning British English or American English, preferably British English, you'll be understood as an English speaker, regardless of who you're talking to or where they're from. English is still the universal language and everybody's trying to learn it, whether they're Spanish, French, Italian or German speakers. They're all trying to learn English and they all have to be able to understand each other's English. English is effectively just a tool for levelling the playing field so that everybody around the world can communicate with each other. Anyway, that's all I want to say about that. Thanks for listening and good night. Bye.